Good afternoon, Michael Malice here. Let that be your welcome for the next hour. We have with us a returning guest. Her book came out this week. Lisa DePasquale. Her book is the Gen X Handbook for Middle Age. We're middle-aged.
I know. Can you believe it?
Yes.
We're middle-aged in the golden age.
What do you mean?
Well, I mean, we're the ones making money now.
Are we?
I mean, allegedly.
Allegedly, yeah.
We're trying by writing books.
Let's talk about this book. Like, what does like Gen X, like I know the boomer archetype and I make fun of them constantly. And I think we'll talk a little bit about that today because I think they are insufferable. And the boomers think people are like, oh, you'll be old one day. People make fun of you. It's like, we're not making fun of you because you're old. I think boomers are awful in a very specific way. Mm-hmm. So how would you define Gen X?
Well, to me, Gen X, we're partly what everybody called us. So like cynical. They called us slackers, but I don't think we're slackers, especially compared to newer generations, because we were trying to find work, whether it was like buying stuff and selling it at a higher price at like 10 for me. I would buy the Now and Laters and try and sell them for a quarter.
Wait, what? What's this? What?
Now and Later candy.
No, I know. I know Now and Laters are. I mean, what's this? What do you mean? Where?
Oh, like I would buy candy or pencils.
When I meant
like in third, fourth grade.
Oh, okay.
To just anything to make more money, and then finally, like we were all like ready, not you, but get our driver's license so we could go and get a job, and then have that sense of independence. I mean, I think if you grow up in New York, you probably already have some sense of independence, like walking down the crime-ridden streets by yourself to school.
Well, I got to tell you though, like it's just I thought briefly the fact that I have a driver's license amuses a lot of people. Mm-hmm. And I took an Uber here to the studio and I discovered a new form of genre of music, mm-hmm. which is now I think the worst genre I've ever heard, which is country rap. I did not know it existed. There was a song. It was so bad. I had to Shazam it. And I guess I'm the boomer now being like shaking my fist at this music. And it was called, have you heard of this? Oh, I can't pull it up. Anyway, have you heard of country rap?
No, I mean, that's not Jelly Roll, right?
Is it? I read that.
I don't think so.
It was two people I'd never heard of.
I'm confused by Jelly Roll because he has tattoos like he's a rapper, but I don't think he is a rapper.
It was Big X, That Plug, and Luke Combs, and the song's called Pray Hard. And I think it might be the worst genre I've ever heard.
Pray, P-R-A-Y or P-R-E-Y?
No, it's A. I think they're trying to do some gospel thing. It was horrific. But anyway, yes. So I don't
gospel country rap.
Yeah. So go ahead. Yeah. So Gen X.
Yeah. So I think, that we're cynical and all that. And I think now that we're middle aged, we're kind of playing into that archetype because I think we all, or at least I did, grow up thinking I was not getting Social Security, whereas boomers, like, they could not even not have that entitlement mentality. Like, I paid into the system. I'm going to get it. I don't care if it bankrupts my children. So now I think we're faced with, you know what? Maybe I think that way too. I don't care if it bankrupts millennials and Gen Alpha and whatever comes after that, if anything comes after that. I don't think I'm there. I think I kind of just have always looked at it as a tax that I'm never going to get. And so that window of...
You think you're not getting Social Security?
I might get some kind of check, but it won't be enough to live on. I think boomers expected to live on it.
That's true. They did. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's true. I don't know anyone who are in our generation who expects, when I retire, I'm just going to be at the government's mercy and everything's going to be fine. I don't think that's a thing.
Well, and there's all these articles about Gen X, and the largest wealth transfer will be from the boomers. It's like $80 trillion to Gen X. And we're not getting that. They're spending it.
Yeah.
Fast and furiously. They're living in the villages. They're going on cruises, and good for them. It's their money to spend, but it's just so hilarious to me that all of a sudden they're going to be like, I want to leave something better for the next generation.
Yeah. No, I don't. They're awful. They're really, really awful. It's fun. You're giving me all sorts of these flashbacks. One of the things I like is, and I think this is something that came after Gen X, is like cringe comedy, like the British version of The Office and the American to some extent. And I remember Family Feud, and they had Al on from Home Improvement, the sidekick. Mm-hmm. He was the host for a few years, and he wasn't funny at all. Like, but it was so bad. You're watching it, and you're like, you want to kill yourself. And maybe I'll have to bleep that. And I remember one of them was like, name a Family Feud, like name a popular fairy tale, and he goes, someone says like Snow White or whatever, and he
Mhm.
goes, "Oh, I thought it was the government's gonna provide for you in your old age." Like he even said it like that. And I'm watching this. I'm like, holy crap, this is so bad. It's so bad. Oh, you're giving me flashbacks. Do you think the stuff we grew up liking holds up, or do you think we liked it because it was good? My dad had that in Baby Blue,
No,
and I
think,
gave him a new one for his birthday. Like,
Oh, yeah?
as an adult.
yeah,
Yes.
this is the cropped one.
Okay.
I really like
Is
it.
that new?
Yeah,
They still make them?
yeah. I also bought a vintage one. The logo is cooler in the older ones, but
Is it different?
I like the vintage one. They only just did men's, and so this is women's. So
No,
it
but the
fits
logo
better.
is different.
Oh no, I mean the logo inside.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. No, I think it still holds up. And I think that's probably another part of our archetype is liking that nostalgia. I mean, for me, it's having the money to be able to buy the things that maybe I couldn't buy. Like, you're a collector.
Okay,
I'm a
yes.
collector. And being able to buy those things. But then also when you look around, even just like on the commercial aspect, they know we're the ones with the money. I mean, they're not bringing back McDonald Land characters for our children. They're bringing them back.
Oh, they're bringing them back?
so that we'll buy them for our
Wait,
children.
they brought them back?
Yeah, I got all the like Happy Meals and things with like the collectors. I'll bring you one the next time I'm here.
Don't. I have too much stuff.
Like Grimace.
Grimace originally had like 4 arms.
Yeah,
and
not
he was a
that,
villain.
not
Okay,
that
yeah,
one. But the collector cups,
Yeah.
all of those things, they're bringing them back for us. I mean, that as cool as our collector cups, like they don't have lead. Yeah, like that's the cool glasses.
Yeah, I was a poor immigrant kid, and oh God, you're really triggering me this episode.
Well, no, that's something. I didn't
Not
have
in a bad
any of these
way.
things.
No, I'm just.
So I'm now getting as much as I can.
What I'm saying is, when we went to I think it was Burger King,
Mhm.
you would get a Smurf glass,
Mhm.
and they were drinking. Like people understand, they gave you drinking glasses. And of course, as an adult, I got the whole set, and they're in my kitchen proudly
I have the Muppets.
and it's lead paint.
Yeah, I have. Yeah, I was really disappointed because I was thinking I wanted to bring one and like drink out of it, but my husband said no, you can't drink out of those anymore. And then I like Googled it and asked, can you drink out of them? I'm like, well, what if my lips don't touch the paint on
You
the
can't?
outside? No, you're not supposed to. I definitely have.
Wait,
but,
you can. Come on, the paint's not inside.
well, that's what I thought too. But I guess there's other things. I think
What do you
we've
mean?
already drank out of them and we've made it this far. I think it's probably okay.
Whoa. This is actually very relevant to my interest because I drink out of those glasses. They're saying we're not allowed to, or you shouldn't?
You shouldn't because of lead and other things in the paint and maybe in the glass, I'm guessing.
But I'm not licking the glass.
That's what I thought. But, I don't know if these are those California things that will kill you,
Right, yeah. Okay.
Or if it's real things that will kill you.
Oh.
But
Wow.
we drank them we were young and impressionable children.
Right.
So surely we're stronger now, right?
No, I don't think that's how it works.
You don't think we're stronger now and can still do it?
I don't think eating lead paint is a good idea for
I'm
anyone
not
at any
eating
age.
it.
Or drinking
It's just
it.
like lead adjacent.
Yeah, okay. Huh. I just watched, I don't know. See, I was on the fence about this because I just read Elvira's autobiography
Oh.
and I watched the movie, and it's not really, I know it's trying to be campy, but it's really not that good.
Mm.
And I think like when we're young, the things you like as a kid, you go revisit them as an adult and you're like, this really isn't that good.
Yeah, it depends on the thing. I mean, some movies I think hold up and, some don't like. And what's interesting is a lot of the ones that I think I like the best, like A Christmas Story, aren't even from our time.
Right. So 77, is there 79?
Well, no, I mean, like it takes place, I think, like in the 30s or 40s.
It does?
Yeah.
Don't they have a lamp? That hula lamp?
A Christmas Story?
What's the one with Robbie with the glasses? And he's got that hula hoop, that lamp with like the hula girl, the leg.
Yeah,
That's in the 30s?
I think so. I had that life-size version of that.
No,
lamp.
wait a minute. There's no way it takes place in the 30s.
30s or 40s.
No,
yeah.
hold on. I got to
Okay.
look this up because you're blowing my mind. Wait, really?
Don't you remember the cars, the big old cars?
But they had big cars in the 70s and 80s too.
No, I mean, but it looked like.
Hold on, let me pull. I don't remember the movie at all. I do remember when I was a kid, I couldn't watch Happy Days because I was so confused.
Oh yeah,
Because
yeah.
it's new episodes. And
That's
it's in
how it
the
was
50s.
about the monkeys. And
What do you mean?
well, I had a crush on the monkeys. So like Mike Nesmith from the Monkees, and then
Oh, 1940. Oh my God.
yeah, by the time I realized
Holy crap.
Mike Nesmith was like 50, I was like, wait, what?
Yeah. Oh wow, you just blew my mind. Okay. Yeah, but it's still a very Gen X.
Yeah, well, and I think another another clue that a lot of stuff holds up is they're like Jaws, Breakfast Club, A Christmas Story. I just saw they're re-releasing all of these into the theaters because
They are?
the current movies suck.
Wait, they're re-releasing them?
Yeah, Christmas Story is going to be out again this year. They re-released A Breakfast Club or The Breakfast Club earlier this year, like during the 45th or anniversary. Jaws for the 50th anniversary.
Did they re-release ET yet? That's the big one.
I don't think so. No, I mean, it's usually like if there's a big, 40, 45, 50.
ET's what, 83?
Yeah, I don't remember a 2023 release.
Yeah, I don't think they did that either.
But we're not that far from 50.
Yeah, did you know that oh God, it's this nostalgia is a very tricky thing because a lot of times you remember things as being better than they are, and then when you look, it's like and also it's just all this sense of FOMO that's just really not necessary. I don't know if you know this, but there's an ET sequel that's a book called Return to the Green Planet. And I just recently read it. When we were kids, this little thing, I don't even know. When you go to the library, they have these spinner racks. They had all these paperbacks, and you can spin around. There's like 4 sides to it. And that ET book was always there. And I'm like, all right, I'm going to die at some point. I might as well read this before I die. It's so bad. It was such torture.
Yeah, I mean, that's when it's like, it wasn't good because of the source material, but because of Spielberg.
Right, yeah. So I read him like, holy crap, how did this and no wonder they didn't make it as a sequel. Well, tell me more about the book, please.
Well, I mean, and I think we kind of share a little bit of it because, for us, during middle age, we made a big change in that we moved from for me, DC, and for you, New York, out to Texas. And from like my weight loss journey and moving and becoming debt free, I kind of realized all these big things and big changes happen for me in middle age after 40, particularly for a woman when it comes to weight loss, being over $50,000 in credit card debt, now being
you're up to 50,000.
Yeah.
What's that like?
Well, it's almost like at some point you just, similar to being over 300 pounds, you kind of think, well, wait, I'm not going to be that. I'm not going to ever be debt free. So it's almost like the stress leaves.
Explain that to me.
Until it's painful.
You just think of it as something you have to manage as opposed to something you have to take care of.
That everybody has credit card debt. And
I've had credit card debt, but never hit that high.
It is pretty normal in America that people have credit card debt. I mean, there was a recent study that most people don't have $400 in the bank for an emergency. And people kind of use their credit cards for emergencies or for things that they can't afford. I mean, it's also normal to have a car payment. I haven't had a car payment in 15 years and I love it.
Same here.
Yeah, I know.
Wait, no, let's talk about this because I've had debt and we have a sponsor, PDS Debt. And I remember the frustrating thing for me about being in debt is that for me, it was like, it's always there. When's this going to end? And it was like always like the background music. And every purchase I had, I'd be like, okay, should I use this? Should I put it in debt? And it's like, okay, this is like $30. It's not going to make a dent. But on the other hand, like $30 adds up. So it's very difficult and frustrating. What was that like? But you said it's stopped. How long did it take to accrue that much?
Well, I had been working in political jobs like at nonprofits. So I was never really making that much money, but also spending, way more, whether it was, eating out or, always living alone. So, I didn't have roommates to share those expenses, clothes, just your normal stuff, not living within my means, and vet bills and things like that. And the next thing I know, it was almost 60,000, and also in between those times were bouts of unemployment and where it was paying for the groceries. And it was just one of those things where it seems so big that, another $100
of course,
for these clothes or these groceries. And also that understanding that there was never going to be a time when I would not have a credit card bill to pay.
Sure.
Or a balance, that what did it kind of matter? And they're also always offering you balance, or credit increase and an additional credit card. It was never hard to not get a credit card. And I didn't have a ton of them. I probably had maybe 5 or 6, and some of them were store cards, Torrid, your favorite store, and, gas cards and things like that. And once I got into a pretty good job and steady income, or what I thought was steady income at the time, that's when I kind of discovered Dave Ramsey and did the snowball method. And really the most important part is you stop adding to the credit cards.
Okay.
And that's when I really saw the difference. So the snowball method, so there's two different methods. Some people, start with the highest APR percentage, and other people say start with the smallest because it's a mind thing
A what thing?
A mind.
A mind thing. Okay,
so like I started off like say my gas card, that's $200. And it's like, and then you cancel it. All of a sudden I have that win. I've paid off a card and I've cut it up. And then you go to the next smallest balance. So say it's $1,000 clothing store. You pay that off after a month or two and you have that win. And that's the snowball thing that he talks about. So the math, some people get hung up on the math. Well, if you do it that way, you're paying this much more in interest. But the whole point is to like have this gazelle mindset where it's not going to take years and years. You're putting all that you can. And I was able to clean it up in about 3 years.
Wow. Wait, that's just like with the weight when that number. So like psychologically, 40,000 and 60,000 is like the same, I feel. Mm-hmm. Like if you have that much in credit card debt, it's just this huge number and it's just like, all right, like it's a year's salary.
Yeah, like
whatever.
You can't set off like I'm going to lose 170 pounds.
You're right. That's not a thing. Right. So like I'm going to pay a 50 grand. If you have that much to pay off, you wouldn't have that much credit card debt to begin with. Right. So yeah, I don't know what I would do. That's true. Do you, I agree with you that although it may make more economic sense to start going for the big one in terms of interest.
Well, so in my case, the big one was $27,000.
Okay.
Imagine how long it would take.
Right.
It was probably like when I got down to say just that card, and you're still making the minimum payment every week. Of course. It's just that anything extra is going to that smallest one. So, it's not like by the time I got to just that one card left, it was still 27,000, probably like say 20,000. But it would have taken a long time to have that first win of paying off one credit card.
When did it start being from this like big lump to being like, oh crap, I'm actually making some progress?
I think probably when I was down to the two cards. So at their top one, and I'm just saying the top because I think that's like their maximum. One was 27,000, one was 10,000.
Okay.
And so I think that's when it really became real, because also that snowball payment, because now I'm not paying those other little ones. I was easily able to dedicate $3,000 a month to that card. And so, that's 3.5 months, that 10,000 is gone.
Right.
And so I think that's I guess where the snowball comes from, because now I'm not paying the minimums on those other three. It's all going to, and a little extra is going to that.
It's also psychologically easier to have to pay one bill than juggle 5 bills. Even though those 5 bills are just $50, it's still mentally like, now I'm paying like 5 times a month. This, now this, now this, now this. It takes emotionally, it takes a toll.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people get hung up on the math of it, because there will be people that will argue, with a multimillionaire like Dave Ramsey about, well, you can make this much money or this, and I pay off, or I pay my credit card off every month so I can get the points. It's like, well, there's these big old banks called whatever they're called with multi-million or billion-dollar buildings that are betting that you won't do it.
Yeah, right.
That right, or that.
Do you know how low your credit rating went to?
It was never that low. I would say probably in maybe the 600s.
Okay, that's not that low?
I don't think so. I mean, and I only say that because I had one friend whose credit card rating was ..
No. Wait, really?
Yeah.
How's that possible? Did you go bankrupt?
Yeah, he must have at some point. He must have filed bankruptcy or something.
But I don't think that's
He must be doing well now, because I know him and his wife have a house. So.
My friend Ed, when he was young, he milked the system, meaning he took out a ton of cards, bought all this cool stuff, and then declared bankruptcy. It's like, okay, for 7 years, they did nothing they could do. But I think they started offering him new cards, I think at high rates. I'd have to ask him this like 20 years ago, really quickly.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I was always getting credit card offers in the mail, because they're like, this is and also this is a person that loves credit.
Yeah.
And will just pay minimums forever.
Yeah, they can milk you. Oh, wow. Wait, so
I was like an A+ customer, I think, in their eyes.
Yeah, you're the best of all worlds. You're paying because they're making a ton off of you from interest, and you're not missing a single payment. I'm guessing.
Yeah, I mean, I'm essentially normal, and what I now, and I think what I talk about in the book, it's like, I don't want to be normal. I don't want to be the normal adult that has this amount in credit cards, that has a car payment, that is always, about 50 pounds overweight, and, all of that. And I think the overarching theme of it is that you can do it all in middle age. And I know these are all serious topics, but it is, a fun book. Like, I have your movie montage workout and like playlists, that like the MILF playlist, the DILF playlist. Like my MILF playlist, I kind of realized one day, my workout playlist, it's all like stripper songs.
Like what?
Like Pour Some Sugar on Me, Def Leppard, Cherry Pie by Warrant. And I'm like, oh,
wow.
What am I doing? I'm like, I'm having fun while I'm working out. What's wrong with that?
Folks, holiday season is here. And for me, a good gift is something that a person will use every day, because every day they'll think of you. And that way you could leverage it and exploit it to get them to do what you want. And here's a gift that I got for myself, which is Cove Pure, because the water here in Austin is so iron rich that it leaves an orange crust around the faucet, which is really gross. And it took me a while to figure out what it was. I couldn't get rid of it. Here's the tip. Cut it with a mix of water and vinegar, or just get Cove Pure, and you can drink clean water that isn't turning you into Iron Man. Yes, I know it's the suit, but you get the point. So here's what's great about Cove Pure. It lets you choose the temperature of your water, hot, warm, or cold, and it has size presets to make it easy to remember to drink enough water. So Cove Pure is lab certified to remove up to 99.9% of contaminants from your water. That includes stuff like PFAs, pharmaceuticals, fluoride, lead, arsenic, iron. It's the purest water you can get, and it makes a great gift for someone else or for yourself. My plants are happier now that they're drinking cleaner water. I don't know if drinking is the word, but you get it. Don't be so picky. But you should be picky about your water, and that's where Cove Pure comes in. So if you're looking for a gift that's good for your loved ones and ones that they'll actually use, Cove Pure. And because we've partnered with them, they're giving you a special $250 holiday discount with my link, covepure.com/malice. That's covepure.com/malice. Get $250 off, covepure.com/malice. Hurry before the sale ends. It'll look great on your countertop, purifying your water, and you could feel better about yourself. And again, exploit it with your relationships to get what you want. And that's the best gift you can give yourself. Hey guys, I want to talk to you a little about OneSkin, which is a great product for those of you who need help getting your little beauty regimen together. We all need a little more Patrick Bateman in our lives, the good stuff, not the bad stuff. And that's where OneSkin comes in. I have their moisturizer. I use it. I think it's great. So at their core of the OneSkin product is their patented OS1 peptide, which is the first ingredient proven to target senescent cells, which are the root cause of wrinkles and the loss of elasticity. And these results have now been validated in 5 different clinical studies. And all of OneSkin's products are designed to layer seamlessly and replace multiple steps in your routine, making skin health easier and smarter at every age. Here is where things get fun, because OneSkin just launched their limited edition holiday sets, including the Nightly Rewind gift set, which is one of those rare gifts that's both impressive and genuinely useful and provides an upgrade to anyone's nightly routine. It's a fun way to start getting a little ritual going, and that's kind of half the fun of it, in my opinion. It features their best-selling Face moisturizer. Whenever you put it on, just say Face. It's really kind of fun. Their new peptide lip mask and a cooling tool. Each component of the set is designed to work together as your body enters its natural nightly repair mode, which helps renew skin at the cellular level for stronger, smoother, and more resilient skin. So for a limited time, try OneSkin for 15% off. Use code MALICE at oneskin.co/malice. After you purchase, they'll ask you where you heard about them. Please support the show and tell them I sent you. Let's get back to it.
God, I was working on, I can't talk about this too much, but I was working on Bret Michaels' autobiography in his house in Scottsdale. And my friend Justin Esch, who I haven't talked to forever, who created Bacon Salt and Bacon A's and Bacon Lip Balm, he lived there and he took me out to lunch or dinner. And he's the one who gave me the idea for Dear Reader. He said, you should write Kim Jong-il's autobiography. Wow. So that was, and the book never came to fruition. I guess I'll tell you more about it after. But he was really a fascinating person, really big heart,
Mm-hmm.
and it's shocking how much that era is. I think there's this band I really love called Allison's Halo, and they really got back together recently, and they were super 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 obscure, and they're filling like clubs. And I talked to them. It's like Spotify. This wasn't a thing with our age. Spotify has the kids rediscovering old bands that are good, and they don't like them for nostalgic or irony reasons. They actually just like them.
Yeah. I mean, Greg Gutfeld tweeted something the other day from Gun and Garden magazine about
What's it called? Gun and Garden?
Yeah.
That's a magazine?
Yeah, that's a normal magazine.
Wait, it's called Gun
Yankee.
Wait.
Gun and Garden. Gun and Garden.
It's not. This sounds like something from like obvious spoof. Wait, really? Obvious Plant. Excuse me.
Yeah, like Southern. Have you heard of Southern Living?
Yes, I have.
Okay,
the
so
magazine. Yes,
it's like that. There's recipes. There's.
But is the audience male or female?
It's both. Guns and gardening, and food, and dogs, and all, and music.
Do
so
Southern guys garden?
no, gun and garden.
Garden like like plants, right?
Yeah, and gun like.
I understand. What I'm saying is, it sounds like it's a combination of like Men's Health and Red Book. Like I don't know who would be buying
Well,
that.
no, it's not specific. It's more like a combination of Southern Living and American Firearm or American Rifleman.
But that's my point. Like,
It's great.
who's that Venn diagram?
Southern people and Greg Gutfeld.
Okay, wait. So what did you say? This is blowing my mind. I'm sorry.
So
I'm
he was
confused.
talking about a collab between Faith No More, the band,
Yes.
and someone I haven't heard of,
But
but it seems like it's country. But the article was in Gun and Garden. Now you're making me think: am I imagining this magazine?
Yeah.
And basically, it was making me think. You know what? There isn't. I don't know of any rock bands. So why would they not look into the past? You go into their stores, like whether it's Target or Torrid or Hot Topic, all the band t-shirts. I mean, there are a couple that are like Taylor Swift and maybe Jonas Brothers. I don't know. But it's all Led Zeppelin and Guns N' Roses. It's still our bands. And, to some extent, the late boom or early boomer bands, Fleetwood Mac, those types, they have no cool music.
Wait. So I'm sorry. Faith No More. There's so many things that are confusing me. I feel like a boomer right now. Faith No More. Didn't the guy die?
I heard someone told me, or Brett told me, all of them were still alive, but maybe it's not all members. But it's a couple. It's someone from Faith No More.
Okay, I'm thinking Blind Melon.
Yeah,
I could've sworn
almost all of the lead singers of those bands died.
I gotta find. I thought the Faith No More.
Look at Gutfeld's last tweet.
I'll just look at Faith No More. That's what I'm confused about. I could have sworn that they broke up because what's his name died.
Are you thinking of NXS?
Soundgarden, he died, right?
Soundgarden, yes. Chris Cornell.
Oh, wait. Chris Cornell's.
I thought Chris Cornell died. He's
Right.
the lead singer of
right.
Soundgarden.
So let me look up Faith No More. I could have. Okay, hold on. Finding it.
But there's also like 3 or 4 guys.
Oh, he's alive.
Yeah.
Michael Patton. Holy crap. Oh, wow. Okay. Today, and what's his name? The guy from Crazy Town died. Who was a drug addict.
Oh. They all were.
Wait. I can't keep track of this interview. You're dropping so many things, and I'm going in full boomer mode.
Well, you are older than me.
How much older am I than you?
Like a year, maybe.
Oh, okay.
If that. I was born in 1977. You're 1976, right?
Yeah, that's right. The other thing that is scary to me or funny to me, and I'm not trying to ask you about you personally because I think it's personal, but a lot of my female friends are starting to get the menopause stuff. And,
I'm not there yet.
Okay, they are. I mean, that I am.
The second book.
I love being a dude. It's really an advantage in many many ways. I remember I remember that when I was a kid learning about periods, and I thought it was a joke because I'm like, wait. You're telling me every single woman I on the street, every one of them, has to deal with this every month, their entire like almost their entire lives, and I think it was mom's like, yeah. I'm like, it blew, and I'm like, and they, I think my thinking was, and they just accept this.
I know, like, they're gonna be like, I don't agree to these
yeah,
terms.
but I was just like, holy crap. So yeah, that's another thing that's starting to happen with people I know, and it's scary.
It's wild.
It's wild, yeah.
Well, yeah. Well, and also it's cool that RFK Jr. Has just removed the warning off a lot of that hormone replacement treatments.
Is that right? Yes.
Yeah, the black box warning.
Tell me about that.
Because a lot of people, it's like one of those things where it lists like everything under the sun, and this, actual, for many women, hormone replacement treatment is like a godsend, at least for a period of time during menopause. And,
are they getting estrogen or are they getting testosterone or both?
I think estrogen.
Okay.
And so, a lot of people are scared off by the black box warning, is like what they call it. And removing that when there's mountains of evidence saying this outweighs all of this, unless you've had certain things, like unless you're susceptible to, certain types of lady cancers, maybe it's not good for you. But
sure. It's also a hormone you have in your. It's not like
you have naturally, and now you're losing.
Right, yeah.
No different than men getting testosterone treatments, right? And it's not like forever. It's for the transition period, I believe. Thankfully, I say thankfully, but in some ways I'm looking forward to it.
Really? How so?
Well, like you said, not having this thing that you have to deal with every month.
So you actually want to go through, like...
I don't want to go through it. I want to be on the other side.
Really? But you're going to start like growing facial hair.
No, on the other side.
Yeah, on the other side.
Yeah, but I think that's not forever. I think that's just during the transition.
No. Wait. Postmenopausal women, don't they grow facial hair?
I'm Italian. I grow facial hair. Give me a break. This is not what I'm worried about.
Yeah, like in 5 months, you're going to look like Donkey Kong. Wow. The other funny thing is, I'm speaking of, Gen X, I've got my Zelda shoes on. I'll show.
I almost wore my Simpsons donut shoes, but I thought it was too much with the members only.
Hold on a second. Right here. From bullairs.com.
Oh.
But it's also amazing how, like, the video games we grew up with, there's still a thing. There's a new Metroid coming out, like, first quarter in 2026. Mm-hmm. Zelda's obviously hugely going strong. Mario is just an enormous thing.
Yeah, I think maybe they're buying, or they're re-releasing for kids, but I think they're re-releasing because we're the ones with the money.
Well, no, I mean, there's new games coming out in the series. Yeah, they're
but like the characters, I think it's for us, and we buy them for our kids, or I guess I should say grandkids.
No, I think
I
think the kids grew up with Mario. It's not nostalgia. I don't think he ever went away. Like, I think every new Nintendo,
like Mario Kart.
Yeah, every new Nintendo.
Did you play Mario Kart? Was it foreign to you?
It wasn't foreign. I played it. I didn't love it. I had to play the first version. Did I tell you? You want to hear my Mario Kart story?
Yes, please.
I've told this before, but this is really, really funny. So my nephew Lucas just turned 8. And he's got a great sense of humor. When I took him to Mar-a-Lago, I think 2 years ago, it was this gala for Dinesh D'Souza's new movie premiere rather, and all the Republican women were in their beautiful ball gowns, and he went up to all of them, tugged on their dress. They're like, yes. He's like, you're so beautiful. Were you born as a girl? So it was everyone's such a good sport. Mm-hmm. So I had my sister tell him, hey, for your birthday, Uncle Michael got you a trip that we couldn't afford. We're going to the podiatrist to get you leg braces. And she goes, look, and I photoshopped his head and a kid in like that walker thing with the leg braces. Mm-hmm. And he was like, no. And I told her to tell him, it's like Iron Man. It's like Iron Man. And she didn't play it right because he got really upset, which really sucked. But by the time she got him to the car, that's where the Nintendo with the new Mario Kart was. Mm-hmm. So that kind of mollified him. And he made it the picture of the background in his little new Apple Watch.
Were you mad at your sister for ruining your bit?
I was mad that she made him upset, yeah. Because it's not fun to upset a kid. It's supposed to be a joke. He understands jokes. I don't want to actually rattle him. That's not fun for me.
And she didn't videotape it and post it on social media.
She videotaped and sent it to me, and I'm just like, you did not do this right.
Well, at least she sent it to you, because now I can't stand the people that
I know
do their kids getting legitimately upset, but then it's like, oh, surprise, it's actually this. It's like, why are you putting that for the world to see?
Well, the one that really bothered me,
and purposely making them upset,
when Jimmy Kimmel had instead of like a Kinder egg or Cadbury cream egg, they bit into like a real egg, and the egg
Mhm.
bursts in their mouth, and the kids just start crying. And it's just like there's a difference between pranking a kid, being like, "Oh, you thought this is a joke," and startling a kid, because
Mhm.
startling is like a traumatic, emotional, visceral
Mhm.
response, as opposed to psychologically like, "Oh, haha, it's a joke." Now you could do that same joke to somebody else. You know what I mean? So I really didn't. He's an awful person.
Yeah. I think, yeah, now we know for sure.
Yeah, like just really an awful, awful, awful person.
Well, I think, that's another thing that I think makes Gen X unique is having like one foot in analog world and one foot in digital. And it's like we, have a barrier where we know not everything is for digital and for the world and
That's
for
right.
online,
Yeah.
Folks, you might know that workwear is the thing in menswear and has been for a few years. It's really hard to make good shoes or boots that you can wear on the street or you can wear in the field, but Brunt has nailed it. Choosing work boots used to mean sacrificing comfort or durability. They either look nice or they're durable. With Brunt, you get both. The co-founder grew up blue collar. He started Brunt Workwear after his friends in the trades kept telling him the big brands stopped listening, haven't changed in 100 years. They sold out to become fashion brands. Brunt are the most comfortable work boots you'll ever wear. They feel comfortable right out of the box. That's true. I can attest to this. No long, painful break-in like all those other brands. They're not just comfortable, they're built to perform. Waterproof, safety toe, soft toe, lace up, pull on. They've got options that can handle whatever job site you're walking into or whatever office you're walking into. So if you're watching on YouTube or Rumble or anywhere else, you could see on the screen the pair that I picked and that I wear, and they're really fun. Again, you could wear them to the field, or you could wear them to the office, and that's what makes good menswear, in my opinion. Temperatures are dropping, holidays are coming up. It's time to treat yourself or the hardworking man in your life, or the not so hardworking man in your life. My hands are pretty soft, let's be honest, to some real comfort. Skip the throwaway gifts, get him something built to last. Brunt Workwear. And our listeners get $10 off their entire order with code MALICE at checkout. That's bruntworkwear.com, code MALICE. Or today, let them know you heard it here on the show. And now, if I ever get in your face and say, you should walk a mile in my shoes, you could be like, I have. And then I'll be like, damn, I just got told. Thank you, Brunt, for supporting the show.
Sometimes I think back and I try to forget the kids these days don't know what it's like. It was very easy for us to vanish.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you wanted to just leave the house, there was no cell phone.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't know idea where you were. People didn't know, and you also couldn't find other people. But I think that's a healthy thing to be able to, like, you didn't worry, oh, I can't get a hold of Lisa for an hour, something might be wrong with her. It's, I can't get a hold of Lisa, F her because we're supposed to go to this party and she knows. So it's not like I was concerned, but it's like, it's just a more frustration. Now, if someone doesn't update something in a day, you think, something horrible happened.
Yeah. And then also just because once you finally did talk to them, it was either in person or on the phone.
That's right, yeah.
And you had any sort of inflection, like,
That's
right.
Right.
If you're like, I'm going to be late, and I wrote back, I would never do this because I hate it, okay? You would be like, oh my gosh, she's mad at me. But if we said it in person, like, sorry, I'm late, we'd be like, oh, that's okay. You know how I actually feel about it,
The more obnoxious one was a thumbs up.
Oh my gosh, I got to show you this before.
Please.
So another thing that I like, does this emoji make me look old?
Oh God, yeah. Yeah.
Because I do have millennial and Gen Z employees, and they do not like the thumbs up.
It's awful.
It
looks like
I've always
sarcasm.
thought this about you, and I don't know if this is because you date younger women, but you have a little bit of millennial in you, I feel like. Am I wrong?
In what way? I wouldn't know. Would I?
I think a thumbs up is like, okay.
It's not okay. It's like this. It's if Lisa, you're like, hey, I'll meet you at the studio at 1:00. It's like giving you the finger.
I think it's okay. I think it's like, got it. But they think I'm being dismissive.
Yeah.
And hurting feelings.
It's look like this.
Yeah. Well, but that's what I'm saying. If you're dealing with millennial and Gen Z employees, you got to know how they take it. And that's okay. Now I know. But I also want them to know that I mean it as got it. Good.
It's never going to come off that way.
Yeah. I mean, trust me, I know.
Well, how did you find out?
Well, because my boss my boss at a workplace is a millennial, and he told me.
Well, I want to hear this. I want to hear this intervention, please.
Well, I mean, and I think he didn't educate me because he was mad, but I did it on something where he was conveying bad news, and I did a thumbs up, like, got it, heard, and was like, he was just like, I don't know why you would, thumbs up when I just told you something bad and serious. And I don't mean like personally,
Sure,
but
sure.
like say bad sales news or
Sure,
something.
sure.
And I was
You don't understand why if I say to you, "Hey, Lisa,"
like in that case, I was like red.
But this is always a positive sign of affirmation. You understand that, right?
You're like from Saudi Arabia, like where this is literally they take this as a middle finger.
Okay, I'm not talking about Saudi.
I know, but that's like in those travel books where they say don't do a thumbs up in certain countries because it's literally the same as a middle finger.
But in America, sometimes they'll say like, "Was this helpful to you?" Thumbs up or thumbs down. Mm-hmm. Thumbs up is always a positive thing. So if I'm telling you bad news and you're like, "Well, good." That's really a disconnect. Do you not see that?
Well, I see it as both. It's like bad being good and bad being bad. Sometimes it's thumbs up like good. Other times it's thumbs up to me like got it.
Okay. Communication isn't what you hear. It's what the other person hears.
Yeah.
And
I'm telling you.
I'm telling you.
This book is telling Gen Xers that don't get it that no to the thumbs up. I'm helping to educate people.
I feel like you don't get it because
I get it how other people take it, and I've changed my behavior unless I'm talking to a Gen Xer that I think would understand it.
It's not how other people take it. If I sit down and say to you,
hey, I don't do it with that person anymore.
Okay, if I sit face to face, if I sit down and say to you something like, there was this job I was hoping for and the interview went really well, but at the end I didn't get it. And you go, good. That's not.
Well, yeah, in that case, I wouldn't.
But you did to your boss.
Well, no, not bad news as in it's like this bad thing happened and I need your team to be more careful.
Oh, okay. That's
that
very
kind
different.
Of thing.
Okay. That's not giving you bad news. Okay. That makes more sense.
Not like sales are down 300%. Like.
Okay. Right. It's the like button. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. In this case, I guess in that particular case, I didn't mean it as good, but I meant it as
okay.
red.
That's different.
Got it.
I
don't know of another, because that's the other thing. I think because so much work, because we're all remote, so much work communication is on Teams and Slack and all that, rather than responding. I don't know if there's another emoji that conveys red.
I feel like writing the letters okay isn't exactly one of Hercules' labors.
Well, that's the other thing is there are entire articles that I talk about where they're offended by the word okay. Because they think I'm mad at them. Okay. And then, like, the ultimate is the K, the lowercase K.
Sure.
And so that's what I just think is humorous about... And that's why I could not write a book on being middle-aged and being Gen X without it being a humor book. I'm not going to write a book about how to manage your Gen X or Gen Z and millennial employees. I write about how to not be work mommy, because that's what I tend to be, is work mommy.
How so?
Did you finish your reports today? Don't forget to do your reports today. On top of being really annoyed by, I'll bet you lunch that you use dark mode on your screens.
Who?
You.
Me?
Yeah.
No.
You don't?
Never.
Oh, okay. Then you are truly Gen X. I can't stand when they use dark mode,
but
also what do I care?
And people give me crap about it.
Let it go.
People give me crap about it online if I do a screenshot. I'm like, I read books.
I guess I owe you lunch.
No, it's like if I read a book, it's black text on a white screen.
Yeah, like a normal human being.
Yeah, I don't understand dark mode.
Yeah, I don't understand dark mode. And so to not be work mommy would be to stop obsessing of why do you do it this way when I do it this way and not my way is the right way. Is like, you know what? Who cares? If for some reason you think reading gray text on black is easier than... as long as you get your job done on time.
This is one of those I don't understand because like, how can you read it on bright mode, whatever. It's like, it's okay. I don't have it maxed out where it's just like a flashlight. And second of all, have you ever read a book or like a Kindle? It's the same thing. Like, I don't understand.
know. On a Kindle, can you do,
I'm
there
sure
a dark
you can.
mode?
I'm sure there is.
That's so weird.
But the point is, if I'm reading of this,
Mm-hmm.
I'm not like, whoa, like
My book is not in dark mode.
yeah. So like, I don't understand the why they're just shocked that I'm not doing something in dark mode.
Yeah. So I try not to obsess about, how they use their technology as long as they get it done.
But they don't get it done.
Well, I know. And that's when sometimes work mommy has to step in, and you don't, want to be a cool mom either. Where you're like, hey guys, everybody drinking this weekend or whatever kids do. I don't even think they drink,
They remember I was on Gutfeld not that long ago, and there was this viral TikTok or something, I don't remember what it was, where someone was asking, oh, I watch all these movies, they have house parties. Was that really a thing? It looks like it would have been so much fun. And I'm just befuddled because like, they have one on Euphoria, which is about high school. Like the idea of not having house parties, I guess it makes sense because like at a certain point, parents don't want the kids over. Maybe you're socializing online, but they're so fun. I throw them.
Yeah. Yeah, I've been to some of them. And I'm like, what is playing on this screen? I always bring cool things.
It's just torture porn.
Like I feel like I always bring cool snacks to your parties, like the Texas shaped tortilla chips.
Oh, that was fun.
Anything from HEB, you
can
find
HEB.
like cool. No one loves the shape of Texas like Texas.
Well,
I mean everything comes in Texas.
You can't. Oh, right. They're right. Yeah. That God, I was talking to Tom Bellew about this. He's co-founded Quest, or now he has his own podcast, which I've been on. He's been on mine a couple of times. I can't handle working with people who are not reliable. And I feel like reliability is something we grew up with. And I feel like the kids don't have that.
Yeah. That's probably the hardest. And part of me wonders, at the end of the day, am I a better worker than I am a manager? Because one of the greatest boomer compliments I ever got was from Ann Coulter, who said when she was recommending me at age 27 or 28 to be the head of CPAC, she told who would eventually become my boss, you only have to tell Lisa to do something once and you never have to tell her again. And that, unfortunately, is how I expect other people to act. And it is not.
Yeah.
It's like you have to continually remind them. And it's like, don't make me the nag. Don't make me work mommy, but they can't help themselves.
I literally can't handle it. Like this is on me, but if maybe this is my Soviet brain, maybe this is, I don't know what this is. This is coming from somewhere because I always feel, and I'm sure you agree, when you have a disproportionate emotional response, it's not about the thing itself. It's about something else, maybe from when you're a kid or whatever. If I have to tell someone twice I can get away with, maybe I slip my brain, but consistently, I think they're doing it on purpose and fucking with me because I can't wrap my head around. If I have a job or if they tell me the second time, I'm mortified and I'm very apologetic. But when people are like, oh, oops, and they don't really care, I'm like,
my bad.
I can't. I can't.
The my bad is triggering.
Yeah, I can't empathize with it. So I just fucking like my brain goes to some traumatic place. Like I don't understand it.
I feel like it's a reflection in some roundabout way, like of me. And then the other thing, if you're just dealing like in life, with maybe not an employee, but like trying to pay for a service or get this. It's so frustrating. It's like, I want to give you money. Why do you not want to do this for money? Isn't that all I have to do is offer to give you money? Like, why would you not give me the service?
They don't. So explain this to me. They don't really care.
I guess. I don't get it. It's just, I think they get overwhelmed with life and adulting and tasks. I'm not even talking about the 16-year-old at McDonald's. I'm talking about, and I'm not, I'm trying to think of an example that wouldn't, anyone that I've worked with, but, a publicist, and just, don't you want to get this contract going? That kind of thing. And, I don't get it. The constant, reminding, and yeah, I don't get it, because I also think, you're setting yourself up for a reflection of your work. And I would never do that. And then I also think, well, is that what people think I would do? And yeah, I mean, it's really hard to wrap your head around. I really can. That's, that would be an entire book that would not have an ending, because I don't know what it is.
I remember when I was working on a project and for a celebrity, and we're meeting with the editor, and we're discussing, this is like right when it started, and we were discussing, how the book's good, blah, blah, blah. And he made some comment about like, oh, you're not taking notes. And it wasn't nasty. It was just like, he's just observant. And then then I had to have deliver some of the book, or like a first draft, like that Monday. And when I went home, I realized I forgot how much I was supposed to do. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, oh crap. So I handed in like 50 pages of the book over the weekend, and I killed myself. And he's like, oh, I only wanted one chapter. I was so like, he made that comment, and I didn't want to validate that I wasn't paying attention, which I had been. I just simply forgot. So maybe I should have taken notes. But I feel like there's this, I mean, again, now I'm feeling my age. I don't understand literally how the economy is going to be sustained if you have this huge population of people. It's like Atlas Shrugged, right? If I don't hand in, the gas to you, you can't drive the train, and then the train can't deliver the meat, and then the meat doesn't get to the village, and the people don't have food. Or not the village is going to have food, whatever. The city's not going to have food. And it's like, if no one cares about deadlines or taking responsibility, even after it's pointed out to them, they're just like, because that's just their norm. How is anything good going to come of this?
Yeah, I mean, and I think maybe that's why there's so many, they're talking about when you ask kids what they want to be. I mean, do you know the answer? If you ask, kids in middle school, grade school, what do you want to be in when you grow up? Do you know what the number one answer is?
Elsa?
No, I mean like a job.
Elsa's a job. No.
A content creator.
Well, yeah, because they could just, it's good work if you could get it, I tell you. Let me show you.
And yeah, you think you don't have deadlines, but then the next thing you know, when you have sponsors, when you have this or that, you do have deadlines. So I think they're at some point, they're going to, meet with this other life. And then the other thing that I just now came into my brain when we were talking is I kind of think that part of it might be this whole work balance culture. And I don't think they think of their work as a reflection of themselves versus we do.
Yeah, because their social media is the reflection of themselves, right?
Yeah, so maybe that's why they don't.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
They're not.
And think about it. If you're choosing
embarrassed,
if you're choosing,
that's why aren't you embarrassed?
Right. If you're choosing from a pool of people who are all the same, that like, yeah, I don't have this, but not this. All my colleagues. So what? You old person are screwed.
Guys, as some of you know, I have a certain famous neighbor, and I love scaring him a lot. And I'm really good at it, and it's hilarious every time. And I'm sure he wishes he had Simply Safe, because Simply Safe is proactive. Now, traditional security systems react after break-in, but Simply Safe can help stop a crime before it starts. That's because Simply Safe keeps your home safe with a double layer of defense. First, AI cameras detect potential threats, then live agents confront them while they're still outside your home, before they've had a chance to do damage, telling them they're on camera and that police will be dispatched if they don't leave. That's why you should trust Simply Safe at your home, because real security stops crime before it starts. Now, right now is a great time to get Simply Safe. This month only, you get half off any new system. Go to simplysafe.com/malice, SIMPLISAFE.com. Again, simplysafe.com/malice, because there's no safe like Simply Safe. And thank you, Simply Safe, for keeping us all safe. Again, half off at simplysafe.com/malice. Proactive crime prevention is better than post-active crime prevention. It's true. Look it up. Let's get back to the show.
I remember when I was in college, sophomore year, we went around the room in marketing class, and what job do you want? And I was the first one picked, and I said talking head. And no one knew what that was. I had to explain it. And then I had to take an aptitude test. Did you ever take one of those?
Yeah.
So the aptitude test, or no, it wasn't aptitude test. Maybe
like for gifted?
No.
Oh, okay.
This was a test which has your psychological profile.
That tells you what kind of job you'd be good at?
Right.
Yeah, I did take those.
And I still have mine. And the highest score I got, which was an A-, was broadcaster.
Mm.
What was yours?
Generally, it was like writer. I think vet might have been in there for some reason.
For some reason, you're an animal freak.
Yeah, dog specific.
Oh, you don't like cats?
No. I mean, I don't dislike cats, but I'm not a cat person.
Okay.
But I like dogs, elephants,
Do you watch that
tigers.
Girl with the Dogs YouTube, which I'm obsessed with?
What's it called?
Girl with the Dogs.
Mm-mm.
Do you know what it is?
No. I'm the girl. I'm really annoyed with, like, I don't follow that many dog accounts. I follow like the dogs, but I don't follow the people because there's so much AI stuff.
It's okay. So it's not.
Well, yeah. I know. So I figure if it's not AI if you watch it.
It's Girl with the Dogs, Girl with the Dogs 2,
Mm.
and I just learned she also has Girl and the Dogs, which is her dogs. So it's just her grooming dogs.
Oh, okay.
And it's like so relaxing.
Oh yeah, like ASMR type of.
So you don't go to sleep.
Or
from
like,
it.
have you seen the carpet cleaners?
No.
Oh, that's like people cleaning Persian rugs and things.
Oh my god.
Oh, it's wonderful.
Yeah, and like a lot of times it's like, and she grooms cats as well, which is more of a like almost like a video game because the cats turn on a dime.
Yeah, they're like super not happy.
Yeah, but it's just funny also seeing like these dogs. I'm a dog freak. I know you are as well. These dogs don't know this bitch, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I did that on purpose. And they're letting her just completely manhandle them and dunk water on them. They're not happy. They don't want to be wet, but they just kind of go with it. And depending on the breed, of course, and the dog itself. So it's so great. I'll see that when they're done, they're all like fluffy and happy. It's really a great channel.
They put like different bows and bandanas
no,
on them?
No, she doesn't. She does demonstration with cologne.
Oh, yeah.
But it's just really, I just watched yesterday, she was grooming a Newfoundland. And
those are big ones.
Not only huge, they have a huge coat, and he was 190. And he did not want to go, on the table, and she had to groom him on the floor. And his paws, like they were like bear paws, and trying to get the nails. It's just really relaxing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'll have to look for that.
Yeah,
as long as they're not upset, then I don't want to.
No, sometimes they're upset, but she placates them.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Or like she's got little techniques. Because what she prides herself on is she's grooming the dogs. It's not like Caesar Milan, but a lot of these dogs are like, don't like being groomed. They're nasty. She's like, okay, let me see what I could do. Because, they're scared. You can't blame them. Like, who is this person? What are they doing to me? And she kind of acclimates them to being groomed. So it's really cool.
Yeah, we have a mobile spa that comes to do our dog.
Okay.
Rather than take her somewhere. But yeah, I think that like those types of things is what social media is for, not for and for promoting books, of course. Which I mean is almost impossible unless you can get like the president to tweet something or truth it.
Yeah.
Oh wait, we don't even say tweet anymore, do we? We say post.
I that really bothers me because why would you give up a unique word for a generic word?
Yeah, for sure.
So I don't, but Elon's a lot richer and smarter than me, so he obviously knows something
I
don't. What do we know? Yeah. Are there any things what other things do you think that we're kind of clueless about or out of touch with that I don't even realize? There's quite a list, I'm sure.
Well, probably meeting people. I mean, I don't think younger generations understand meeting people organically, even friends.
Oh, yeah.
And then the other thing I think
that's right, yeah,
is having like a common culture. I mean, even if you were a Star Wars kid, there weren't as many niches. I mean, there were still ways, like if you met some kid on the playground, there was something y'all could communicate with. And now there's so many niches that I think even if you were to meet someone in real life, you might not have any way to communicate, shared likes and things. And I mean, that I think has become, really apparent. I mean, even like me and you, I mean, you grew up in New York. I grew up in Tallahassee, Florida. We instantly have a connection in that we had these glasses with lead paint.
Right. Yeah.
And so I don't know what that thing would be, for kids now.
Yeah, you can't say, "Oh, I'm on TikTok." I'm on TikTok. That's not a thing.
Yeah, I mean, there's the cartoons. I mean, you could be like, "Are you into Bluey? Or are you into Paw Patrol?" I mean, maybe, but I still think there's lots more of those things. I mean, and there's not Saturday morning cartoons, so you don't even have like a shared time. It's like you watch it in a restaurant in front of the iPad, or you watch it when you're on a road trip.
You're triggering me. I can't remember the last time I've been upset during an episode, and I'm only being upset because of
Sorry.
childhood stuff. When I was a kid, I went.
Didn't you have Juanita Broderick on? Is this more upsetting?
Yeah, because this happened to me.
Okay.
When I was a kid, I had to get up at 6:45 or something like that to go to school, right? Because it was like the Shiva. It was Shiva. It was far away, and so I would wake up that time on Saturday, right? And I would go turn on TV, and my effing dad told me, like, you can't turn on the TV until whatever, because I guess it woke him up. It's not like I'm blasting. I'm not a loud person, you know this, and I had to sit there, not doing anything. You know what I mean? Just waiting until whatever. And not only that, the only show that was on at that 6:45 on Saturday was The Little Prince, which was this anime of the book, which I hated. I always hated anime, hate it still, hate the style, the eyes, the quivering mouth. It just drove me crazy. And that show was awful. And I think there were like 4 episodes. They just kept repeating them. And yeah, that's the thing. Like we Saturday morning was our thing. I guess that's not a thing anymore.
Well, and also we had like girl shows and boy shows. I mean, you had He-Man or
but I think everyone watched both. Because there's only 3 channels.
They tried to get them to watch both because they eventually brought in She-Ra so they could get both.
Right.
Both audiences. But like the girls, I think, or at least I mean, I tend to like Muppet Babies or something.
Yeah.
But I knew He-Man and I knew, what was the other one? My sister really liked it. I'm like totally blanking. Thundercats, yeah. Do you think just saying, oh, there's this show that I like, do you think kids now in 30 years, like you could just guess what it is?
No,
I mean,
not.
And just having those shared moments, it does make me wonder, you know, what everything's going to be like if we're going to be further, you know, separated. I mean, are there going to be communities where it's just Paw Patrol kids versus Bluey kids versus some anime cartoon I haven't heard of, like kids that are now adults living in those shared communities?
Yeah, let's talk about this because, like, with music, like it's impossible people appreciate nowadays because of Spotify and YouTube. But it would be like you'd hear Run DMC, then Debbie Gibson, then Poison, then like Madonna, and everyone listened to everything. It was like a given. So you knew all the genres. It would just meld together. And maybe you like this over the other, but it wasn't like stratified. And I remember there was a show which had 3 cartoons in one. It was Inhumanoids, which, if people aren't familiar with this, was like an H.P. Lovecraft cartoon for children. It's the most insane thing ever. Gem, which was this band, like girl show. And I think the third thing was either Wheeled Warriors or Mask or something like that. So it was a half hour, I think it was Sunday. And you had 10 minutes for each of these shows. It was like a serial. So it very much, like, I remember, of course, as a kid also, they made this illegal in California. But if you walk, the aisles were segregated in the toy store by gender.
Oh, yeah.
And if you were a kid not paying attention and a boy, you turned into the Barbie aisle, it was all pink. It was just a complete panic attack. It's, oh my God, what, someone just saw me. I'm like, oh my God. But we all watched everything together. There were no, I think like little boys watched Strawberry Shortcake too.
Did they?
Because there's nothing else on. It's not because you liked it. It's just like, it was just, did you not watch like boy shows? Did you
yeah,
not,
I mean,
G.I. Joe?
Yeah, I watched He-Man, but also it's almost like what did I get from He-Man? The tiger, you know,
Battle
transforming and all that kind of stuff. I mean, or Transformers. You know, they had some girl characters, but also I think the thing that also made it appealing was being a female is being drawn to the masculine energy of those characters, not just like this generic, group of people. I
feel like there weren't any girl shows in the sense of female adults. Like you had,
there's Gem, and then She-Ra became a bigger character.
But She-Ra is very much a spin-off of He-Man in that universe, right? Gem might be the only exception. They were like teenagers. Strawberry Shortcake were kids. So He-Man, G.I. Joe were adult men. Thundercats were adult men. I feel like there was no adult female show for kids. That wasn't a thing.
Yeah, the only one I know is Gem.
You're right, Gem.
It's funny. I have been looking for these like Gem earrings like her, and you can really only find it like on Etsy or something.
Oh, they never made them, did they?
And there's some on Amazon.
Did they make them at the time?
No, they never made them. But they're
big.
stars. They're to look like hers, and I've been like, oh, should I pull a trigger on something like so silly?
Why is this so silly?
I don't know.
I don't understand. I mean, they couldn't make him because I don't think girls were allowed to have earrings back then. It wasn't. It was a big controversy.
Well, no, I don't. Yeah, they didn't make them. I mean, just like on on Amazon or something. It's like 80s rock star.
For people who don't know,
earrings.
This show, what Lisa's talking about. This show,
Synergy.
Yeah, there's a character named Jerica, and I think her dad died or something.
Mm-hmm.
And this was like Siri before Siri. So it's like 1985. She has these earrings, and she touches the earring, and Synergy, who is this AI, this robot, whatever persona, transforms her into Gem. And
like
no one,
rock star.
And no one knew Jerica was Gem for some reason.
Yeah,
just like Miley Cyrus with that show.
I was gonna say it's like Hannah Montana. I've never seen Hannah Montana, but I know that's like the gist of it.
And I don't know the utility of her not being known as Gem, because I think the other members of the band were the same. Kimber was Kimber outside of makeup, inside of makeup. So it made no sense.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think, there were bad guys. So I think
there were two sets of bad guys.
Yeah. So, I mean, for some reason, it gave her, it seems like some sort of barrier to, being the investigator, and then she couldn't be touched when she became a famous person.
Oh, okay, yeah. And she also ran an orphanage.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Starlight House. It was such a bizarre show. It made no sense.
Well, I think maybe we need to rewatch it and see if it holds up.
I rewatched all the cartoons I watched as a kid. I rewatched Thundercats. I watched Gem. Do you remember the what was that show where the communists took over half the world? The Spiral Zone. Do you know this?
I don't know that one. So that might have been a boy show.
It was very much a boy show. People want to realize how crazy a lot of these 80s shows were. The show called The Spiral Zone there were these villains. I forget who they were. And they released this plague on half the world. And it turned people...
This is sounding familiar.
Yeah, it turned people into... zombies and under control. So half I guess it was an analog for communism, but literally half the world were these with blotches all over their faces was under the control of this evil. I don't remember who the bad guy was, and the heroes were trying to free them from this spiral zone. And it's not appropriate for kids. It's really scary.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and that's the other thing, like the whole like trauma stuff, because we now have peers that are dying, right? But we're almost kind of set up for it.
Not
because
enough. I have a list.
Actual friends.
I have a list.
You're on some people's list.
Yeah, what are they gonna do about it? I'm a lich. I'm not going anywhere.
But think about Optimus Prime and Atreyu's horse, and we were kind of set up to like all of these things dying, like in our cartoons. Right, in our movies. And, now we have, our peers dying and not really sure what to do because it's real.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
And so it's like, am I being inappropriate by saying, oh my gosh, remember that time he, drove us to Six Flags and said we were like his white trash family, instead of like, oh, he's in a better place. It's like we're not set up to have those platitudes. I think we just, act the way that we would act, and that's being cynical but funny, and remembering the good times. And
I don't understand the utility. I guess it's kind of cathartic, but like if I die, when you die, I know people are going to be sad. Well, hopefully I'd much rather them remember the positive times and have good memories and move on. I've said this many times, your sorrow does not help me at all. I'm not there. I wouldn't want you to be sad when I'm here. I definitely want you to be sad when I'm gone. So please, make it a roast or whatever you need to do to move on as fast as possible and enjoy your life. Because enjoy it on my behalf at the very least.
Well, is there a part of you that doesn't want the celebration of life, but wants like the hysteric black lady to throw themselves on your coffin? No, just like for fun.
No,
like
I don't
you'll
think,
be missed.
I don't think that's it's fun on a show or like on Twin Peaks when Leland fell in the coffin. But and it's hilarious. Like if someone falls into the cake, you know what I mean? But like that's awful.
Yeah, and I think that
I've lost people. It sucks.
Yeah,
what can you say?
Well, yeah, and I've lost a best friend twice.
Oh my God.
I'm guilty of nothing. I'm like the Black Widow of friends. So I lost one friend when I was in college to pancreatic cancer.
Oh my God.
And then I lost another friend in 2016. Thankfully, his sister told me that he was at least happy to see that Hillary lost.
Okay.
So he died the next day. And he got a staph infection.
Oh my God.
And while he was in the hospital, like that's the most unsafe place to be, right?
Yeah.
So I've had to deal with losing a best friend. I know you've lost a really good friend. And it just seems, obviously as you get older, they're going to be more frequent. In my case, they were both older than me, so it didn't hit as hard. But, I have lost friends that were around my age, and it's very weird.
I wasn't close to him at all, but I knew Charlie Kirk.
Mm-hmm.
And when that video, I still haven't seen the video. I hope to go to my grave not ever having seen it. And that we like, this sounds like a joke and it's not. The fact that we live in a country where Joe Biden outlived Charlie Kirk, it sounds like a punchline, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I remember I was on Timcast with Roseanne, and I'd asked her how does she handle it at her age because people start dying,
Mm-hmm.
and I remember what she said because I have my Alzheimer's. But yeah, it's what can you say?
Mm-hmm.
It's just horrific.
Mm-hmm.
And just like if you told someone go back in time, hey, listen, live to your fullest because you're not going to see 50. It's terrible. F. Scott Fitzgerald died before our age.
Mm-hmm.
Like the older we get, the more people like, oh, they died when they're 40 or they're
Mm-hmm.
42. It's chilling.
Yeah. And speaking of Charlie Kirk, I wrote an article about it because I kind of wasn't sure, because people assume, I think because of my, previous jobs, like with, CPAC and campus speakers and all of that I knew him. And the fact is I didn't. And part of me is like, well, that's why he's successful. Like, I'm Gen X. He's not speaking to me.
Sure.
Or even in some cases, millennials. He's speaking to people younger. So to me, that's a positive that I didn't know him. Good for him. Like, he didn't know the DC, and also everything I did was based in DC. So, to me, that's a positive on him. And to get back to the middle age part, I think of that tweet that a lot of people talk about, have a family, have kids, do this, kind of like that list of things to do. For people like us, well, some of those things are just not going to be on our list because time has run out. But there are some things that are, like getting healthy, saving your money, for old age, but also indulging it. Like, we've had this argument, or not argument, but difference of opinion. I always fly first class if I can help it. You don't, because you don't think it's worth it. For me, I think, at the end of the day, I want to be comfortable for that, 3 hours. And, my commitment to first class is so great that I don't even drink. I don't drink alcohol. So I don't even have that reason, to do it.
All right, let's talk about this.
Okay. There's actually a chapter on flying
and
first class.
we're gonna end on this point. First of all, I'm sure, I'm not trying to be mean, I'm sure part of you with your weight issues was like you kind of got like when you got in coach, it was a situation every time, right? So like that's part of some PTSD for you. I'm not using that term cavalierly. The one time I flew one of the one times, maybe I've done it like 2 or 3 times. The one time I paid for first class was when I got a one-way ticket out of New York to Austin. And I'm like, I'm doing this first class. And the seat was so wide, I couldn't use both armrests. So that I found was a waste of money. And second of all, it's only like 3 hours. And I just feel psychologically, if let's suppose my coach ticket is $300 and first class is going to be like $1,000. I'm not wealthy enough that $700 can't be used better. I would rather give it to St. Jude's or someone's GoFundMe. That's a lot of money. It's too much money for me to feel comfortable being like, for 300 hours, I'm very comfortable because I can sleep on planes too. So if I have my window seat and I'm in coach, I don't care.
Yeah.
Like, I'm fine. I don't see the utility at all.
Yeah, I think.
And how is first class better than business? I feel like it's twice the price and you're not getting much
whenever
better.
I see it, maybe it's just the flights that I tend to do. It always says like business/first.
Oh, okay.
But it's first. I'm in the first 3 or 4 rows.
Yeah, I don't get it.
I think it depends on what gives you anxiety when you fly. So for me, it's being close to the bathroom. And, obviously earlier it was having a wider seat. It doesn't change the seatbelt. I still need an extender. But like, I would say the number one thing for me is getting on and off at my timing and being close to the bathroom.
Okay.
And so for that extra money, generally I don't see that big of a price difference from like here to DC or here to New York. I would say it's probably average around $500 to $600 more.
That's a lot of money.
I know, but when I think about getting through security, getting on the plane, getting my bags, making sure I have possession of my bags, being close to the bathroom, being allowed to go to the bathroom, the customer service, they're generally nicer to you.
But I'm not interacting with them.
Well, I mean, they don't give you crap about having to check your bag just because like I paid for the space above my seat.
Right.
That is how I feel.
I always fly with one bag.
Yeah.
So it's overhead.
But a lot of times, I mean, I guess I don't know from experience, but if you're in like group 6 or 7, at some point they tell you have to check your bag.
That's true, but doesn't come out in the cart. It comes out right by the plane.
I know. I want possession of my bag.
Okay.
I've also had some bad flights. I mean, I should say I was also flying on 9/11.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Yeah, she was the pilot.
Yeah.
Lisa, the new book is called The Gen X Handbook for Middle Age. You can buy it now. It came out yesterday. Lisa, we are running out of time. What has been your favorite part of this interview?
I think talking to you about shared culture and not talking about weight loss.
You are welcome.
Hey, it's James Altucher. I've been an entrepreneur, investor, best-selling writer, stand-up comic, and whatever it is I'm interested in, I get obsessed. Yes, it's led to success, but it's also led to such heartbreaking failure. I have failed more times than I can count. I wish in my life I had had people to talk to. That's why I started the James Altucher Show and bring on some of the most brilliant minds in every area of life. People like Richard Branson, Sarah Blakely, Mark Cuban, Danica Patrick, Gary Kasparov, and I wanted to find out exactly how they've navigated the highs, the lows, and everything in between. No fluff, just raw stories and real advice. I've talked to 1,500 of the most amazing people on the planet. So if you want to learn from the best and skip the same old canned interviews, we're all about helping you find your next big idea, level up your thinking, and ultimately to choose yourself. So let's do this together. Subscribe now to The James Altucher Show.
So if you're feeling frugal, stream Pluto TV, stream Pluto TV, stream Pluto TV for free.
Stream blockbuster hits like 21 Jump Street, Ted, The Expendables, and so much more on Pluto TV. Stream now, pay never.